Episode 359.
Number 4.
While Chen Guo was still deep in thought, Ye Shu had already racked up his 4th kill, 4 Christmas thieves down. The difference in their movement speeds meant the pursuers chasing Lord Grimm had fallen into a staggered line, yet none could close the gap on him. The speed of aerial gunfire is determined by the physical attack power of the character's firearm. The stronger the attack, the greater the recoil, and thus the faster and farther the flight. Ye Shu's Myriad Manifestations umbrella is a rifle-class weapon. At the same level, its physical attack is second only to hand cannons. Moreover, as a level 25 silver weapon, it's equivalent to a level 30 orange or level 35 purple. The resulting aerial gun speed is anything but ordinary. His technique was flawless, and the recoil speed was nothing short of impressive. He flew backward so smoothly, his character seemed to never touch the ground. What's more, every jump was exactly the same height, the bare minimum making it look as if he were simply floating in mid-air, gliding backwards in a perfectly straight line. And Chen Guo was a gunner herself. If she could have seen this, she would have been utterly blown away. Unfortunately, he could only watch through Ye Shu's screen from a first-person perspective, which completely missed the spectacular effect visible only to an onlooker. From this vantage point, Lord Grimm's rhythmic bobbing was crystal clear. It was obvious that Ye Shu's control was both lightning fast and pinpoint accurate. Number 5. Ye Shu kept counting. The Christmas monsters he'd aggroed had reached 5, then 6, 7, 8 in quick succession. Sin City was vast and sparsely populated, with so few players that fighting over monsters was practically impossible. Ye Shu was only gathering, not killing, so his pace was naturally much faster. In no time at all, the Christmas thieves trailing him had formed a sizable train. As he passed other players, the spectacle was impossible to miss.
Lord Grimm's pulling that many Christmas thieves at once. He's got some serious greed.
Greedy, but also incredibly strong, if he can actually wipe out that many at once.
The onlookers were still discussing it in those terms. No one could have guessed the sheer madness of Ye Shu's plan. They simply assumed he was gathering mobs for an AoE grind, a common tactic while leveling. But these Christmas thieves were tough, and they didn't spawn in tight clusters. So, most players just took them down one by one. Only Chen Guo had the full picture. She had watched Lord Grimm's train of Christmas thieves grow longer and longer. He was now pulling 18 of them. Yet Lord Grimm remained unscathed, much to Chen Guo's astonishment. Among the many Christmas thieves now, there were already ranged attackers, archers, mages who wouldn't hesitate to strike as long as their target was within range. Yet the attacks did nothing to slow Lord Grimm's rapid advance. Lord Grimm continued his graceful dash through the streets and alleys of Sin City, all while effortlessly dodging the incoming attacks. Even though he did attract quite a few of Sin City's denizens, these common mobs simply didn't have the persistence trait. They wouldn't chase for long before their aggro faded, and they'd stop attacking. Ye Shu's little train continued to grow. Along the way, he even ran into Su Mucheng's character. Windcomb smoke rained. Su Mucheng, unaware of the situation, assumed he was in trouble, and immediately fired a cannon shot into the cluster of Christmas thieves. However, the first claim mechanic on the Christmas thieves meant their aggro couldn't be stolen. The thieves continued their pursuit of Lord Grimm. Su Mucheng was about to launch another attack when Ye Shu's message arrived.
Don't shoot, don't shoot.
What are you doing?
Pulling aggro.
That's not enough?
Not enough. I'm going to purge every Christmas thief in the city.
Why is that?
It's competition. Competition to kill more Christmas thieves.
I see. In that case, if I stay here much longer, I probably won't get much more out of it.
Su Mucheng replied. She wasn't stunned into a statue like Chen Guo, because she never doubted Ye Shu's ability to pull it off.
Yeah, I think so too.
But staying to watch the show could be fun.
Then you'd better go grab a good seat early.
Where?
At the middle tower.
Ah.
Su Mucheng understood immediately, yet she didn't actually head straight there. Her windward rein headed off in the opposite direction from Lord Grimm. Not long after, a message arrived, containing a set of coordinates. Of course, Ye Shu knew exactly what those coordinates meant.
Why don't you give it a try?
I'm afraid I'll mess it up. You'd better take over.
When Ye Shu pulled his train of monsters to the coordinates, he saw Su Mucheng standing guard over a Christmas thief, but she wasn't attacking it. The train grew by another car, and Su Mucheng began dashing around to help Ye Shu scout for new targets. The count had already reached 30. Ye Shu wasn't calling out the numbers one by one anymore, but Chen Guo, standing to the side, had been keeping a silent count. A full 30 Christmas thieves were now trailing behind Lord Grimm. This train was growing more and more impressive. Its passing footsteps could shake half the street. Meanwhile, over at the Excellent Dynasty Guild, Chen Yahui had finally gotten the news. At first, unaware of the truth, he just watched the leaderboard. Seeing Lord Grimm's rank continue to drop, he assumed Swordpoint was still on the job. Little did he know Swordpoint hadn't even managed to locate Lord Grimm yet. It wasn't until now, when someone in the guild mentioned Lord Grimm's train-pulling stunt.
He's pulled a train of about 20 or 30 Christmas thieves.
The onlookers speculated, still thinking only of gathering mobs, even though they knew Lord Grimm's true identity, as Chen Yahui. He hadn't yet conceived of such a wild idea.
Scared off by our tactics, he's trying to gather a whole bunch of Christmas thieves before taking them down. Should we go stir up some trouble for him?
The horde of Christmas thieves continued to swell 40, then 50. The onlooking players finally sensed something was off. There had to be a limit to this mob pulling, right? If this goes on forever, is it gathering mobs or committing suicide? No one saw this as simple mob gathering anymore. But as for the true purpose behind it, no one could yet guess. Time continued to slip by. Lord Grimm's ranking on the leaderboard kept dropping, while the number of Christmas thieves trailing him grew ever larger. Chen Guo was utterly speechless. Tang Ru noticed, and was right there with her, equally dumbfounded. 100, 200, 300. The Christmas thieves were now increasing by the hundreds. A train could pull in and nearly fill an entire street with them. 6 full hours passed, and Yeshu never once left his seat. He skipped dinner, didn't drink a drop of water, and going to the bathroom was completely out of the question. He had won Chen Guo's special permission through sheer jaw-dropping persistence. She even lit a cigarette for him herself. Chen Guo didn't dare interrupt Ye Shu anymore. At this point, she was just as eager to see how far he could go, and just how many Christmas thieves were spawning in Sin City anyway. Chen Guo had completely lost interest in his own game. His focus was entirely on Ye Shu's screen. With over 300 Christmas thieves in pursuit, the pressure was immense. Ye Shu's focus was absolute, his gaze never leaving the screen for a second. He had maintained this intense concentration for a long time now.